Hey everybody, welcome back. So we've got the Last Time Is Now showdown coming up, and I wanted to kind of go through and look at some of the more accessible cards that are probably in all of our rosters for the most part, and see who is actually going to be able to be the most efficient for you. One of the key elements to showdown in my opinion is trying to find as many cards on your roster that can do as many tasks as possible at the same time, both your solo tasks and your faction tasks. So I sat down with my friends on stream, and we came up with 5 cards. Well, I'm going to call it 6. 6 cards that will be interesting choices to use during this weekend. This is not a comprehensive list. I've got a tiny little roster, so not everything. By no means is this going to be comprehensive. If you come up with somebody that you think is going to tick a bunch of boxes, let me know down in the comments section below. So let's go over exactly what I'm kind of going to be focusing on here. The solo tasks are: you're going to break a bunch of blue gems, you're going to break a bunch of leech gems, you're going to do a lot of damage with Cena, you're going to do a lot of damage with the NOI Maivia legacy family, you're going to do some damage with Raw, damage with Seth Rollins, and then you're going to get bonus points every time you win with a trickster. For the faction competition, you're going to want to break a bunch of blue gems, you're going to want to break a bunch of leech gems, and you're going to want to break a bunch of trap gems. Now, for this particular event, there is a steel cage going on, but there's no debuffs. You can use everything, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And here are the good parts of the steel gauge. It's going to be 50% blue gem damage, 50% red gem damage, 100% leech gem damage, and 100% trap gem damage. And the showdown perks will still be in effect. So you'll get +6 blue MP, +6 purple MP, and you get kind of a built-in trick Hogan. So every time you make a 3 match, it will actually be 5. Okay. So we're going to start. I didn't mean to do that. We're going to start here. And I think one of the ones that's going to do kind of the most things at the same time is going to be Radical Seth Rollins with his double blue black setup. And you can probably figure out a way to just do it. You might not even need this here because you're going to have 7 coming out of the gate. So 1 blue MP trainer, and then you can load everything else with either blue gem damage trainers or trap gem damage trainers. But the idea is very simply, you're going to toss down 19 random gems into trap gems. And then when you break them, they blow up into blue gems, and then your finisher is just blow up all the trap gems into black. Will also be a showboat killer, because this is a lot of damage right here, especially since you have so many trap gems on the board. This is going to flood the board with black. It's going to it's going to flood the board with black and blue. Blue's buffed. Blue is a faction and solo task. Damage with Seth is a solo task. And it's a really easy move set, and it will do a lot of damage. Entourage, you really just want to focus on blue move damage or trap gem damage. So you can swap out Hogan here for literally anybody who does trap or blue gem damage and be just fine. You're going to want to swap out Woods here for Lawler. And then anybody over here, again, trap or blue gem damage, you'll be just fine. So you'll be kind of killing a whole bunch of birds with one stone here. You'll be helping out the faction, be helping out yourself in a couple of different ways. Okay. So that's the first one. Also, his moment's going to help him a little bit. Blue gems do 50% more damage. And his gear, obviously, is going to help him out. Gems do 100% more damage. So that's the first one. Going to be very easy to run. You can run it either with a black MP trainer or a blue MP trainer, and then load up on gem damage, however you want to do it. So that'll take care of that. The second one is a Cena. And if you don't have any of the new fancy Cenas, I think this is the one that you should target to use. His moment's going to help him out. All color gems to 100% more damage. Over here in his moveset, it's going to be his traditional moveset, but because of this Showdown perks, you're going to start loaded. You don't need an MP trainer. You just go, right? You're going to break 25 blue gems at a time. So it'll help yourself out. It'll help your faction out. And it's going to do Cena damage. So you'll double up on the solos and you'll help your faction out at the same time. Plus you'll take advantage of the steel cage buffs. Pretty decent. This is going to be, like I said, in my opinion, the best Cena to run with. Unless you got one of the fancy ones. I think Shiny Cena will be great. Obviously, Trick Cena will be just fine. And then if you really just want to do massive amount of damage, Hip Hop Cena will be okay too. All right. One that I think a lot of us will sleep on, but is going to be amazing, is going to be... I don't know why I'm searching instead of typing it in. Tama Tonga in his triple purple moveset. So you're going to break some traps here. You're going to lay down some traps. You're going to make the traps into purple. And the finisher is going to break a bunch of leech. Well, when you break your traps, you're going to make 6 randos into leech. Okay. So you set it up as a 3 and 3 on either side. 3 and 3 on either side. You break them, the rest of the board will flood into leeches, and then you hit them with the finisher. You'll only need 1 MP trainer because these are all purple moves. The rest of them can be purple gem damage or leech gem damage or trap gem damage, whatever you want to do. Probably purple or leech, but so you'll get a pretty decent amount of damage out of all of this, and you will you'll take care of leech gems here. You'll take care of damage with the Maivia family. And then with the faction, you'll do leech and trap gems. So you'll kind of double dip on the faction contest side of things. Not to mention, you're going to double dip on the steel cage buffs at 100% leech gem damage and 100% trap gem damage. This one's going to be a great one. And might be one that I just run for faction only. Right, when I get everything else done with, I might just run Tama Tonga and knock out a whole bunch of faction points if I can still have the energy. The one that's going to be, in my opinion, at least with the roster that I've got, that's going to be the most difficult is going to be the Raw link. The best one I could find for the Raw link is Julius. Now, Julius is going to get kind of a come up because you can run him with just a blue MP trainer. Everything else will be loaded. So you can run him, in his one-shot configuration. Actually, if you have his gear, he actually will benefit from his gear in this as well. Make 20 random gems into trap gems, increase your purple gem damage, and then blow up all the traps. And the traps make purple gems. And then you're going to break all these multis. So you just load it up with Sherry, any MP, probably Sherry, and then Zombie Brett, and then probably Acro Dragon, right? So you get an extra trap gem. Every little bit counts, and the trap gems do 100% more damage. Or Leo. Leo also works. So you'll do a ton of damage for the Raw link. And that's really all you'll do for your solos. But you will help the faction out with the trap gems as well. And you're going to be breaking 30 at a time. So that's nothing to sneeze at. You're not going to get very many turns. So you're not going to be able to really capitalize on scoring for the faction event. But I mean, you'll get 30 at one shot and hopefully get your damage with Raw kind of knocked out in anywhere between 1 and 3 if you go for the stretch goal for Raw. I think there's a stretch goal, right? Yeah, I think so. All right. How many times am I going to do that? So that takes care of Tama Tonga and Julius. And then the last one is going to be Viva La Raza. Oh, Eddie Guerrero, right? And I'm not saying that you run him in position 1. We've talked about it at length within the community. The remake is not very good. You'll want this moveset. You'll want this moveset, and you'll want some green MP trainers because you're going to want it loaded. But the reason why I think Eddie Guerrero is going to be extremely useful is he's a trickster, right? So you get your bonus points for using a trickster. He makes some leech, and then he floods the board and breaks all the leeches. What really is going to be cool, though, is if you put him in position 2, because he's got this hot tag counter reduced by 2. And then when you do tag him in, he floods the entire board leech. All right. So if you could find somebody to go into position 1, that, you know, maybe will help out with all of the, with your solo tasks and your faction tasks, you might have an interesting little combination going on. And what I have proposed and come up with, and I think this is just really clever as a wrestling fan more than anything else, is you run Dom, but not the good Dom, the kind of good Dom. Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio. With Eddie. Right? So you set it like this. You'll get a tag link from Mexico, which is plus 2 MP. All right. So now with Eddie, all you've got to do is run 1 MP trainer, the green MP trainer, because you'll come in immediately and hit the helo, and you'll load your finisher, and this will be loaded as well. But you go in with Dom, and you just 2-click it. Essentially, you make 20 random gems into trap gems, and then you just blow up the trap gems. That's it. You'll need 1 purple MP trainer, and then, you know, trap gem damage or bleed damage, because that's what happens when you break the traps, or purple gem damage. But that will take away your 1 turn. And if you plan it out right and you pick a very weak opponent, you find one of those opponents that has a strap that's missing a medal, has got a padded medal, an armor medal, and a vitality medal on it, you're probably going to be safe. You know what I'm saying? So you can hit this, you break some traps, you do some damage, and then you swap out to Eddie Guerrero, who's going to fill the entire board with leech, and then you pop his finisher and you break the entire board, which will be 49 leech gems broken at a time. When you get the W, you'll get bonus points for trick twice. You'll do faction event. You'll score for both your trap gems and your leech gems, and your solo contest, you'll get bonus points for trick, and you'll get points for breaking leech gems. So I really think this is just a super entertaining way of working Eddie Guerrero in, getting your tricks, your bonus points for tricks in, and anybody who sees this that's a wrestling fan, he's going to get a little bit of a kick out of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But that's my list. Radical Seth, Veteran Cena, Tama Tonga, Julius, and then the combo of Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio, and Viva La Raza. And that is about the 5 that I'm going to be using for Showdown this weekend. Let me know who you're going to be using down in the comments. And as always, if you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just like the sound of my voice, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe. Go find me on twitch.tv/slimnumbers and drop me a follow. I am going to be chasing an affiliation, so I need about 15 more followers to get there. And I'll talk to you next time. Later.